Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to the ESL Pro League finals. Obviously, we're not in the Odense right now. We're here in the UK studio, and by we, I mean me, Hugo, and Harry. How are you feeling? We're about to jump into our first game, Luminosity Astralis. It's a big one.
Yeah, I'm feeling good, Hugo. You know, I mean, excited, I think would be the word I would use. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Give it that.
What are your general expectations just before we go into the details at least?
Well, you know, I mean, Astralis once again going to be playing with a standard.
Yep.
That's of course because Device is under the weather right now, and he has been for a while. So you know, hope he makes a swift recovery there. For Luminosity, I mean, you've seen them play a couple of times. They haven't really started the day off that amazing, so that's probably going to be bearing on them a little bit. I mean, they won versus Hellraiser, but they took their time, right?
And it was almost
3 overtime,
well.
And let's not forget they lost. How many rounds in a row was it? It was like 11 rounds.
I don't even want to remind myself
to come back to overtime.
I don't want to remind myself. Keep away from that. Either way, this is going to be a big game. Obviously, Astralis just coming off the back of a loss, so they want to make up for their loss versus Liquid, and they definitely need to do it now because this is a game they really should be winning. Let's have a look at least at the standings for the EU to see how kind of this shaped up. Obviously, we're into the first day of the Pro League finals, so we want to see at least how these guys got here. It's the top 6 from each region, both NA and EU here at the LAN finals. We've obviously got the expected teams. You know, I think Astralis, FaZe, Fnatic to some extent, all teams you would expect to be here. Maybe not in the right order with Fnatic at the top. That was very surprising, but we're going to be seeing how they perform today anyway. One of the teams as well at the bottom, Big Harry, they were the team to make their way up from the Mountain Dew League last season. And let's talk about that a little bit. Mountain Dew League, obviously a league run by ESEA just below the ESL Pro League, and it's how teams make their way up and therefore play in the Pro League. Obviously, Big are going to be getting relegated, sadly, but we may see Na'Vi down in the MDL as well, as they were placed pretty low this season, not having the best of performances.
Yeah, you know, when we look over at the NA standings as well, don't know if we have them, but I presume that's something we can bring up
somewhere.
There we go. You can see actually the team that we're seeing play now, Luminosity. They finished in 6th this time. Last season they finished in 7th, so they just lost out. And before that, they came up from the Mountain Dew League in season 23 of the Mountain Dew League. It was actually them who moved up into the NA Pro League. So there you go. If you want to be that much more invested in that idea, there it is.
Yeah, well, let's have a little bit of a talk about the matchup that we have today, Harry. Astralis, as you said it yourself just a minute ago, they're coming off the back of you know, having Device not playing the full roster. They've got Rubino. He's had experience playing in the likes of North, for example, but not quite this level of competition, some would say maybe. So jumping into the first map, which is going to be Train, or the only map for this series at least, is going to be Train. This is a really good map for Luminosity. This is a map that we saw, I think, us casted recently with Luminosity in the ECS relegation matches. They performed very well. They stomped Misfits. They made their way into ECS, and they look good on this map by the very least. But this is Astralis. They're a team that are capable on almost every map aside from Cobble. So what are your expectations? Do you really think Luminosity have a shot? They've already proven they can upset.
The thing that I think could really go Luminosity's way, at least, is they're playing with their standing, right? We've got Rubino playing.
Yeah.
We had Dennis play just recently at Blast Pro. If you recall the event that Device kind of tried to play but wasn't feeling too great at was IEM Oakland. He actually got delayed even playing those games, and it was quite scary because he got ill, of course, while he was there. They had to go back. So I think that's one thing that could definitely bode well for Luminosity is that they don't have their usual 5-man roster. That said, they're still Astralis, right? I mean, they're still you know, you still have the 4 core guys in there. Rubino's very talented as well. I think a few of them, yeah, they've played with him a couple of times. So, you know, I mean, there is a good chemistry there with him anyway. But that's the one thing I think they're going to be looking to try and exploit.
It's the real wild card, right? I mean, we've just come off the back of Liquid Astralis, which is the last game these guys played. And again, 2 teams both playing with a standing, one with a coach, but Liquid still managed to take that, even though Zeus was on the roster. It's been a long time since we've seen him play as well. So yeah, I think there's good upset potential in the sense that Luminosity have already proven they can take down the likes of Hellraisers. And looking at Astralis recently, I wouldn't say they're performing the best. Obviously, Blast Pro, yeah, they get to the finals, that's great. Dennis performs amazingly, ups their pistol percentage rating, so they actually start winning pistol rounds for a change. But again, Astralis, they're far from being the best team in the world anymore. I don't think anyone's even considering that as an option. They've definitely fallen off a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe not to the level where Luminosity can beat them, but a best of one on Train, Luminosity's best map. Anything can happen.
Yeah, especially seeing as it's kind of that best of one fact.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that said, got to bear in mind, you have that second place at Blast Pro. They just managed to secure. I think they lost there versus SK, right? So they already kind of have a bit of a few with the Brazilian teams. You know, they want to try and win this. They want to try and get past the first, then move on to the harder hitting Brazilians. Which actually, I mean, SK aren't even here, are they? They didn't make it. RIP. That's
for them.
Of course, you know, we got Luminosity repping that anyway. So that's always good.
Oh no, they are here.
was going to say,
Is
right?
ECS or not?
Yeah. Why would you... Threw me
Why
off.
are you throwing that on me? You said the question. I just nodded. I was like,
mate,
I'm pretty sure they are.
You gave me that look,
yeah.
right? You were like...
Well, you shouldn't have said it, Harry. Either way,
yeah,
Brazilian teams
bought
attending...
my SK top specifically for that reason.
How dare you? How dare you, Harry? Either way, SK are here, obviously, as you can see, groups on the screen now. Good stuff.
10 out of 10.
It was actually Fnatic who pushed SK into Group B or Group Red as well. It was really funny. I like the way they did the groups this time. Obviously, both Fnatic and Optic, the two top teams from their region, were able to push another team into the group, and therefore it kind of just cycled down. So we had Fnatic instantly push SK through, and then we had Optic push FaZe. So at the end of the day, both these teams are going to end up with either the first or second best team in the world. At this point, I think this event is going to decide the first or second best team in the world. At the moment, I'd say it's SK, but I certainly think FaZe, and I think everyone would agree that they have the potential to take that away from them without too much of a question mark. It's just the way that these groups are, again, round-robin format, best of ones. Anyone can get out of groups. Anyone can see themselves to semi-finals as well, straight off the bat by getting first-place seed. So right now, you know, there's a lot of question marks with upsets already across the board. Yeah,
and I'm curious, man, which one of these groups do you think looks more terrifying?
I'd say Group A, right? Or Group Yellow.
Yeah,
right?
Group A, Group Yellow.
That's the thing, because Liquid are in there, and I would usually say Liquid are a good contender, because if you match them up like team by team, I'd say Liquid are a good contender, but they're here with Zeus, and that's a limiting factor. Astralis here with Rubino, certainly a limiting factor. Hellraisers, I mean, they should be doing well here. I'd like to think they would get out of groups, but then, you know, you see the competition. It's a really hard one. Again, Optic, you don't know how they're going to play. NIP coming off the back of a win at Oakland, but aside from that, what have they really done? You know, there's so many question marks across all of these teams. So I think it's so hard to make solid predictions on, you know, oh, this team will definitely get through groups, especially in a best-of-1 format.
Yeah, that's the tricky part, right? I think the one good thing about Group Yellow is it looks really, really scary when you look at it, but then you realize that Astralis, as you say, they've got their stand. Instead of Liquid, it's kind of like a team where, it's kind of like a group story. We have almost these teams that are not quite their full selves, which I think is always a bit of a shame, right? It would have been nice to have seen Device playing. Of course, he can't even play till the new year, right? So it's always kind of sad to see him sitting out, especially there was a big swell of people saying, oh, plus Dennis, you know, after Blast Pro. It's like, oh, maybe you guys should not. No. Just don't voice your opinion in that regard, you know. Device is definitely the man. You know, you got to love him.
The myth and the legend as well. Yeah, hopefully he'll be back in good form soon. But either way, I think Rubino playing this team will be interesting. I want to see how he performs. He played fine earlier versus Liquid, third on the scoreboard. Not that that means too much. Again, you can't really tell. They did lose the game. He wasn't exactly, you know, a win condition or anything. But hopefully he'll be a win condition here, and hopefully Astralis will be able to put up a better fight. However, Luminosity are always ready for upset. We're going to be jumping into the game in just a sec. Luminosity, Astralis, Train, the only map in this best of one, and we're jumping right into it, Harry.
Yeah, it would be scary if there were two maps in this best of one, wouldn't it? But here we go, Luminosity over on the T side. It looks like Hugo, they're going to be sending 4 players over here towards B, but Dupree, he's already got a little bit curious, starts to push on in. Oh, don't take the silencer off now, going to come flooding his way in with the first, wants to try and make it 2, somehow he's going to get it done. And this man has done damage already. PKL was the next to fall, and has Zipex there to try and help out Luminosity. They've gone and lost 2 men early on. And the question remains, what is it they're going to do from this sort of position?
And that's a utility play gone as well. PKL had a full nade set, so Luminosity, a big part of their strategy is just going to be thrown away. They can't throw that utility to get into the B-bomb site. They're going to reroute, it seems, back towards A. As they look to take the pop dog, we've already got Yell snuck out through Olaf, so he can easily get his way deep into the A site. But with so many members up in favor of Astralis, they have such a man advantage. Good dink. Glaive tagged. Rubino dead as well. Yell's doing damage as he makes his way onto the site. And Luminosity, they might get the bomb plant after all. What's happening? A 5-on-3 gone 3-on-3. And now Luminosity have health advantage. Bomb down, and Astralis in for the retake.
Ooh, Cello. Gonna get rid of a second now, and now it's just Glaive and Zipex left. 2 versus 3. Oh, Zipex, the only man who's dead of HP, going to get tagged down low. Zipex is close, Showtime gets rid of him, and that is going to be Luminosity to flip that round on its head and win out the pistol here on the T side. Now for Astralis, got to wonder, where did it all go so wrong? It was looking so great for them. Dupree finds 2 openers. You think that's going to be good enough, and then all of a sudden, Luminosity come in swinging out towards that A-bomb site. Yeah,
I'm surprised with Astralis having a 2-man advantage. They gave up so much A control. They allowed Yell just to sneak down on off. They didn't hold that heavily. They didn't have a lot of players on that A-bomb site, and they kind of just committed to B, which especially after having a 2-man advantage seems a bit of a mistake to make, and it is going to punish Astralis. So now they've just got to force things up. They've got to get armor, they've got to get pistols. There's scouts back on Dupree, but Luminosity, after they made it out by the skin of their teeth, they're playing things safe. Triple AK coming in, a couple of SMGs to farm cash, but by and large, we're looking at rifles for the T side, so they're going to be well equipped. And starting to look towards B. This time Dupree's not there, it's Zipnix, but it'll only get tagged as he has to fall back towards a site. KOB as well.
Good damage done early on here by Luminosity. Going to be starting to send their players over here towards B. Yeah, still got Showtime. Just hanging back that little bit. And as they stack on up, Dupree starts to rotate around with the scout. You still have Glaive holding down here and pop, but in comes the push into this B bomb site. Man up close. He's already gone down. Kirby and Zipex both fall. Rotations have come in. Everyone from Astralis going to be here making their way into the site. Rubino's able to get one with the Deeg, and Dupree takes one more in the meantime. 3 versus 3 now, and Neck is holding up close. Rubino has been allowed to slip on by. Starts to push in with the Deagle. Does have Neckers just to his right. Neckers goes down. Man advantage up for Astralis here, and it's Showtime and PKL left. Time ticking down. PKL, here's the men rotating in, able to find the first to Glaive, but Rubino not able to stop him with a D just yet. Defuse pad, Rubino's going to do it. 4 frags for him. And Astralis, they've just got enough time left for this. I think it's going to be very close. Oh, no!
Oh,
just missed it, Rubino. So close.
Well, we did say coming into this game, Rubino needs to be that man to step up. We wanted to see him have a good performance again. He's coming into this event as a stand-in, temporary. His device is ill, and he goes and gets 4 kills in the second round. Great work. Not enough to secure the round, at least. The defuse can't come in, but it is going to be Luminosity by the skin of their teeth as well, taking a second. This is getting very, very close, and we're only 2 in. I'm waiting to see Astralis pull in rifles, because at this point they're doing damage with pistols, and it's pistols again, but less armor to play with as Luminosity. They speed up the pace. Quick outside and quick into the scope of Dupree. He lands a shot with the scout and hunts for more. But Astralis, they've got all this pressure towards the B bomb site, and they have to rotate in through the CT spawn and the connector, because Luminosity, they're starting to hit heavy. Rubino again with the Deagle, he'll land a shot. And Astralis, this is a full eco. They shouldn't be doing this.
Oh. Dupree. Master with the scout. Now it's Showtime. Try and do damage. Rubino, the Deeg monster. Leaves Showtime 1v3. They're going to go ahead and get one. Players all around, though. He's only got 14 HP. They've got control of the bomb. It's not looking good here for Showtime, as he's desperately trying to hold on to this. Up on top of the train. Glaive peeks on into him. Kirby, 1 HP with his scout. Both of these players only take 1 shot from that weapon. 45 seconds here. Showtime. What's he going to do? The flank from Glaive that could shut this whole thing down. He's wrapped in through Ivy, but it's Kirby to land the killing blow. Astralis, they are going to go ahead and take a round straight back, Hugo.
And that's the thing. If you're Luminosity coming into this game, you can not afford to be complacent. You're playing up against Astralis. You may be 2-0 up, full eco or majoritarily so for Astralis, but you still can't let off the pressure. When you're coming into a matchup like this as such a big underdog, there's so much pressure, and Astralis are going to punish every mistake you make. So Luminosity giving away a full anti-eco, that should not happen. But good work from Astralis to do so, especially with the scout Dupree getting a good couple of openings as well. And Rubino, as always, with the Deagle, has proven so far in these 3 rounds. And now it's going to be Luminosity on the force, and they're going back in towards B. Zipnix on the other side, he's got utility to set down in case Luminosity push, but instead he'll just fall back passive, allow for that rotation from Dupree. We've got the scout back in the site, and that smoke will certainly delay Luminosity, or at least it should, but they're set up, ready to burst. Flash going over potentially, and even a 3rd rotation. This is going to be a good setup from Astralis. They're going to be right and ready for this, even though the push comes through the smoke. Zipnix lands 1, and PKL catches the flank. Luminosity putting up kills, but it's a double molly to stop the plant and stop 2 players of this Brazilian side.
Yeah, and Yell just narrowly escapes that. Only got 9 HP on him. Bomb's just out behind him. He wants to try and get it, but PKL has to come in and help out first. Well, Astralis, they're battening down the hatches, rotating everyone they can in. PKL, though, with this scavenged M4, got and brought it back into a 2-on-2. Rubino going to get rid of Yell, leaving PKL 1 versus 2. Rubino shuts him down. 2 frags for him in that round. You know, I don't want to speak too soon. I kind of questioned people who said it earlier, but you know, minus Dennis plus Rubino. into this modified Astralis
Well,
roster.
it wasn't quite out of choice, right? Dennis wasn't allowed or able to play?
No, I mean, when Dennis eventually comes in for Device, as everyone was saying, you know.
Oh, okay.
Then
there we go.
minus Dennis plus Rubino. Let's
Well,
go. 8-1 right now.
For Deagle round, certainly. I'm definitely going to agree with that so far. This man's been putting off numbers. And as you say, 8-1. Good start to the game.
That's about as good as it gets.
Yeah. 9-1? Maybe one step ahead, but Luminosity full eco, and Astralis hungry for frags. They'll be getting them. Zipnix with 2, make it 3, Pistol out for 4. Why not? Nice clean anti-eco. They won't make the mistakes that Luminosity did at the very least, and now we're going to have 3-2 up in favor of Astralis. But again, Harry, this is a very CT-sided map, so Luminosity, they only need, say, what, 5 rounds, would you say is good enough?
I think coming into this, if you're the underdog, you'd really be shooting for something more like 7.
Shooting for, but maybe not getting.
They don't have that orb. I wonder if that's going to play into anything here as they start to aggress down towards Ivy. And over here towards B. Neckers is there to trade. They lose Cello, but we have now gained some ground over here towards this B-bomb site. It's forced the hand of Dupree to rotate on in. As you can see from Astralis, they haven't invested too much into this round. They keep 4 rifles alive from the previous. Dupree's kept the scout. It is going to be a attempt at a free round.
Heavy Ivy for Luminosity. Astralis, well, they did have a couple of players towards this position earlier in the round. They've backed it off and looked towards main. Maybe hunting for this frag to take back the man advantage. They're stuck in a 4-on-4. And this gives Luminosity a sort of inherent advantage because it means Astralis have to split up far more and can't play that trade game. Talking of which, Rubino's alone on Ivy and he's already been dropped. Yell finds the first entry, and now Kirby, he's got to trade. He's got to go big, and he does. 2 frags as he shuts down the play outside of Ivy. Glaive drops a player in main. It's going to be all on the shoulders of PKL. A 1v3 to find. Scout posted, damage done, and he's going to be finished off by Dupree. Nice round from Astralis again. You set yourself, Harry, pull in the bonus round, and it works out.
And I mean, that's fantastic for Astralis. They've got so much money now built up on this CT side. When you look over at Luminosity, this round is going to have to be an eco. And that is just going to be more money in the bank for the Danes. Dupree still on this scout.
He's loving it.
This is his 4th round in a row with this weapon. And while for Luminosity, really it's starting to become crunch time now as Astralis are picking up momentum. They've got plenty of money here for the future. In this round, though, Yell has been allowed to sneak on out towards the A-bomb side, but Kiabi's going to be quick to get rid of him. PKL going to be holding for any aggression. The rest of the guys for Luminosity try and make their way in towards the B-bomb site, but very quickly it's only Cello left. That's bomb drop. This round's all said and done. As I don't expect Cello to be alive much longer.
What is he doing? He's going for the knife. He wants a duel. And Zipnix, he won't give it to him. Neither will Dupree. What a cleanup from Astralis. Ridiculous round. Showtime left alive. And again, this is kind of the no-respect style you expect from Astralis coming into this matchup as the expected victors, right? Just pushing solo into main, taking quick Ivy control, trying to draw out fights and just get in the heads of Luminosity, especially on these pistol rounds where you know you're going to win the fight. Showing their muscles, clearly, and Luminosity are left to just one man. He may have the bomb, but that's about it. 35 seconds left on the clock. He's got to commit towards a site, but he's wary of all these positions inside of main. Careful in case they push, but Zipnix, he'll get dropped. One shot comes off. Watches for the flank again, but Astralis, I mean, yeah, they can hunt him, but realistically, I'm not too scared for this round, at least for now. Glaive cleans it up. And 5-2 in. Now we have the buy again from Luminosity. Harry, this is where they need to get another round on the board soon.
Yeah, and I mean, Showtime was really sweating then. He only had 20 seconds left. He had to die or find himself an M4. In a way, it's kind of good that Glaive was there. Or else things can be very, very problematic if you only get out of that round with a Deeg. So, 5-2 is the scoreline right now, Hugo. Buy comes in for Luminosity. This time they've got themselves the AWP up on Yell. And that could be where this all changes. First time we've seen the T-side break out an AWP just yet. Be throwing a barrage utility in towards A. Looking like they might want to try and play this fast and loose out towards the A-bomb site. Neckers, the man on the entry, going to start to make his way in. Oh, catches that nade. It's actually going to be Glaive who catches hands towards outside. He goes down. Showtime does that much more. And Neckers going to double down on the entries. That's the A-bomb site come crumbling down. There is still one man here. That's Kirby going to try. Oh, okay, Neckers. That's lovely. You want to see that. As Dupree now 1v5. That might be too much to ask. He's going to go ahead and save.
The one time he upgrades from the scout and he doesn't even get to use it. He's on the wrong bong site. So the AWP kept into another round, and what a fast execute from Luminosity. It almost looked like they were trying to throw out the fake. They went for the full utility setup, and they didn't actually commit instantly, and so Astralis was throwing out this utility and then going, oh wait, are they even pushing? It was obviously Molotovs to delay them, but not the utility bait from Luminosity. They commit with it. Neckers certainly does with a great triple entry. Will be silenced as Dupree's save is looking to be very costly for the Luminosity side. At some point, you just give up, and this will be it. They keep 2 guns going forward. Again, this down just means Astralis have such good reset potential, because Luminosity, they lose 3 players in the round. If Astralis win this, not only is a loss bonus reset, but because the Luminosity have to reinvest in 3 rifles coming into this buy, they're not going to have money to fall back on. Look at that cash. It's all gone. Only Cello and PK are left on money. And a short pause as well, as we wait for that to get sorted, whatever it is. Maybe a tactical from Astralis. We'll see. But buy yet to come in, at least for the CT side.
Yeah, only time will tell. As, that was a very good round there from Luminosity, and one that was very important. Bit of a technical pause, but that gives us time to talk. I never like it if there, if something goes too smoothly. I find it irritating. You don't have the time to really break things down.
Well, you'll love a 12-team LAN, Harry. It's always difficult. The guys are doing a great job at least, and things have been going smoothly. Again, the amount of overtimes we've had already in the matches today certainly leading us to a long broadcast day, I imagine, which will be a lot of fun. We have some great matches ahead of us. Next, we've got, at least on this stream, the B stream, we have Hellraisers versus Liquid, which I am very excited for.
Yeah, I'm impressed that you remembered it so swiftly.
I'm always on top, Harry. I'm always ready.
But yeah, no, I mean, as I was saying, that round there, very, very important for Luminosity there to pick that one up. Not only has it allowed them a round, which is important in itself. If you actually look at it, it's broken the economy of Astralis. And this is now poised both of these teams at the point where either one of them could be reset upon losing this round. So this is effectively a 2-for-1, which is massive if you are Luminosity. You're going to go pouring in towards A, looking to try and repeat the success of the previous round. It's Cello this time to be the man on the entry. They've lost Neckers. He was the angel in disguise in the previous round, and this time, while he's been sent reeling back down at the depths, it's Cello instead to come in with 3. A hat-trick for him. Dupree gets spotted crab walking out of the open. Now it's Kirby. 1 versus 3 would be required, and PKL shuts him down. Luminosity going to get onto a 4th round. Perhaps more crucially, they have succeeded in shutting down the economy of Astralis. It is going to be a partial buy here for the guys that can afford it. This is a good shot for them to get a 5th, Hugo. Yeah,
it's seeming like they're winning every single gunfight. Astralis don't seem to be responding. Rubino hasn't had a kill in 6 rounds either, which certainly doesn't help. So that needs to change, and everyone else on Astralis as well just don't seem to be winning these duels when they commit to the site. Luminosity overrunning them. It's not even just trade game, which I would expect would be the way they could take it. It's just one-on-one duels, although that duel, that goes the way of Glaive. CZ shot into the head of Neckers. Cello does respond onto KRB, and while Dupree tries to push up on the flank, Luminosity haven't committed, so he's aware that they could still be in the B upper. Glaive still hunts for more, and he does find it, but he gets shot in the back. And Luminosity, yes, they're losing men, but they're clearing up, and they're not allowing guns to be taken. That's important. Although, as I say that, Zipnex, he's spotted an AK, and he's hungry. Going to upgrade, but the rest of Luminosity, they're running into B.
Yeah, they've been giving it for free. Now they will just go ahead and storm on in. Cello clears it. Dupree. He doesn't last very long. Zipek's now going to try and do what he can, but PKL gets rid of him, and that is a 5th round for Luminosity. Now the buy can come in from Astralis. Dupree gets himself the AWP. Strangely enough, he's had more success with the Scout. But now we get to see what he can do with the AWP. Haven't really seen him have too many shots at the action. A lot of times we've seen him having to rotate in from that B bomb site, playing it in connector. Just then, and so I think we saw him go down over in Pop Dog when he tried to retake from there. So I imagine we could see a change come in whereby we see him focus out towards the A bomb site, and that we will, but this time there's still no success for him. As Yell picks him up, man advice taken here from Luminosity early on. Rubino in response, looking to try and be a smoke warrior.
Just some questionable moves from Astralis. Not only gunfights being missed, but that cross from Dupree late in the round is risky. Rubino's on the AWP, but oh my god, Cello, he predicts it, and he finds a shot as well. PKL in the meantime, he gets the entry onto Glaive. So the pop dog cleared, no rotation coming from there. And Astralis is, both players are in the site, but that's against 5 of Luminosity. Good luck. So they'll charge in. Jumping shot from Cello. There's nothing helping Astralis this round. They are just losing every gunfight. And again, a 5-on-1. KRB, he's left alone this time. Astralis, good luck in this round. He's going to get the first, but there's one player behind him. That's the AWP posted at least. Yell just waiting. Won't connect. KRB is going to get chased out of the site. Cello with 3. And it seems like we've had different players step up every single round. We've had a big round for PKL, big round for Neckers. Cello just got 3 as well. So everyone's stepping up on Luminosity's side. That's nice to see. And Harry, we said maybe 7 rounds would be good for Luminosity. Well, they're certainly on the road to do that right here, right now.
Yeah, I mean, that and more by the looks of things. If Cello can keep playing like that, they are going to have no problem stacking these rounds high. Gonna be Zipex to go aggressive over here towards B. He plays it alone. There is a man there waiting. That's gonna be Neckers, along with the support from Cello, who does reside a little bit further back. So Zipex isn't too keen running into the Mac 10. Showtime gonna get rid of Rubino as he tries to go aggressive into Ivy. And at this point, man advice taken once again. Ooh, okay. Kirby answers back with 1. Slide the AK down there. Perfect fit. Showtime going to start to back away. Looks to now rejoin the rest of the team. Glaive still waits over at Ivy while Dupree and Zipex going to try and hold down this B-bomb site. And that is where Luminosity are heading. They've got the read. Oh, Glaive, how's he been able to get the AK?
Wow.
He's got long arms. He's reached down the back. He's gone in and he's got it.
How the hell did he get that? I'd love to see how he did that.
Glaive is a magic man.
That's impressive.
And well now, Luminosity start to walk in towards B. Dupree close with a P250. I'm going to go ahead and get the first. Surely not a second. PKL in with the trade. Zipex doing a good job of wasting time. Now it's Glaive left 1v3. Does he save? No, he does not. As Showtime shuts him down, 3 frags. Luminosity going on to a 7th round. They're looking fantastic. Pause called in, and this has to be a tactical.
Yeah, surely, right? And I love that. Showtime even kills Glaive there with the AK. When he killed him, you must have thought, how did he get that AK? Where's it from? Because I have no idea how Glaive retrieved that. He must have heard the gun be thrown, or at least expected it to some extent, because Showtime was shuffling weapons around. And yeah, as you say, Harry, a tactical timeout from Astralis called in, one of their 4 available for this map. I certainly don't blame them. They have been doing work on the anti-ecos, but when it comes down to buy rounds, Luminosity have just been facing them quickly in the outer yard, rushing fast, getting those entries, and Astralis just don't seem to be winning any duels. Hopefully that will change, because this is not what we expect of a team of this stature versus Luminosity, who, you know, only just got here in 6th place in the NA division of EPL. Only just made it through, but clearly proving to be a worthy opponent. 1-0 up today. Astralis is 0-1. Not the scorelines you'd expect, but we'll see if that changes. Luminosity, AWP up, double AWP for Astralis. They're into this round. Rubino and Dupree pulling that out. We saw Dupree have a lot of effect, at least back in Blast, where he had that AWP. Of course, Device wasn't there either. We had Dennis, so Rubino on that secondary AWP. Interesting to see how that goes, and whether Astralis will be able to pull themselves back in the driving seat. It's just Sitmix down towards B. Aside from Dupree, quickly rotates in the connector. But Luminosity, they're far from committed. They still have PKL on the outer yard, everyone else up in the B upper. But if they want to go for a full A commitment, I imagine they won't send 4 pop, and so they'll have to reconvene, and they will. Bomb wrapping back towards the spawn. That's Showtime. One thing is a lack of smokes towards his outer yard. The 3 smokes on the team are, well, 2 of them are inside the B halls. One of them's only just coming down, and KRB, he will have heard that drop 100%, so he'll go for the fight. It works, but it actually is Cello to take down his own teammate. Luminosity not kicking things off with the best of starts.
I mean, Cello's so hungry for blood at this point. He's even turned on his own, as he has been the point man for Luminosity in these rounds. Going to continue pushing in through pop. Rubino going to be holding it with the AWP. Moons down the sights. Cello has fallen. Rubino has men pushing up to his right, and there's no one there to keep an eye on him. Can't be able to go ahead and get rid of one, but then there's Yell to dispatch of Rubino on the AWP of his own. It's his flank from Glaive that could shut this whole operation down. Finds the first. Showtime now 1v3 would be required. 20 seconds on the clock. Glaive in the back line. Players all around, and Showtime hits the deck. 2 frags there for Glaive. Astralis straight back in with their 6th round. Look at how much money Luminosity had buying up. Not going to be an issue courtesy of Showtime and PKL, the banks of Luminosity. So you go ahead and buying in the next round, still a possibility here for Luminosity.
The thing is, even if Astralis find both these rounds, Luminosity is still going to be walking into the second half happy with 7. This is a great scoreline, and they're going to look to go big again. Yell, quick into the outer yard. It is traded by Kirby, but a 1-for-1 like that, you can't always turn your nose up. Luminosity getting away with a free kill, and off the back of that, it draws away the Ivy players because he got that pick, so they can just burst out onto the site. Again, another traded engagement as Nekkers and Kirby, they duel, and Nekkers gets the better. So bomb down now, Luminosity back in the site at the very least. Astralis set up for the retake, but they've got some utility to do so. It's Dupree on all that utility, but they've got to watch the pop dog. He's coming in from the exact position. Actually reps back down towards B. That's a long rotation from Astralis, so they've got to be quick in getting back into this site.
Glaive sneaking up. Starts to push on it. He's going to be allowed to tap on the bomb if he'd like. Very, very passive right now from Luminosity as they all wait back, and in comes Glaive. He's going to fall prey to PKL. Showtime now peeks out. And Dupree, 1v3, not meant to be. Luminosity in with an 8th round. This has been a fantastic T-side from them thus far.
Oh, there we go.
Dupree falls, and that's the AWP gone. Buying up in this round is going to be, well, it's not going to be great, Hugo. You got the M4 and Dupree, UMP for Kirby, everyone else on pistols. And in terms of utility, 2 smokes, 1 flash, an incendiary, and a nade. And that's an HE grenade.
Well, let's see what they can get done with it. At least Astralis won an earlier eco with far less, but Luminosity definitely seem to have sharpened up since that one round. It's aggressive positioning from Astralis. They look to take main control once again, but there's 2 players here, Yell and Cello. Careful. It's Yell, he's going to be backed off, but Cello's holding the close angle. Quick shot, he catches Dupree, almost mistakes the shadow for a player down lower, but now he'll go in for the repeat. There's Kirby 2. Nice cleanup kills on this A-bomb site. Even going to look for a 3rd. Glaive is there. Doesn't even matter. Cello 3,
oh,
Cello 4.
Cello,
Why
what
not?
Are you doing?
Why not?
There is no way. Cello is on fire right now. 6 HP left on him. But he's hungering for the ace. Zipex, 1v5, CZ and a flash. That's what he's got. Cello. I mean, he's been out of his mind right now for Luminosity. Zipex going to be playing around in the smoke. Oh. Cello watches it, and there you go. That's the ace. That's how you want to finish off this first half.
Yeah, we will be back for the second to see if Astralis can pull it back after this quick break. A 9-6 half. Luminosity certainly looking good coming into this first game between us, at least, and up against Astralis. Currently 6 rounds on their CT side of train. Questionable, Harry, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, for Luminosity, it's looking fantastic right now. And for Astralis, it was a bit sketchy, I think. You know, not really hitting their shots. Didn't really feel like the well-oiled Danish machine that we're so used to seeing. That said, I feel like second half, you know, we could see on the T side, you can use players like Dupree, whatnot, have a more explosive sort of play come out from the guys who were hitting their shots and hope to inspire some confidence throughout the rest of the roster. But let's wait and see as we divert our attention over here towards B. That's where Astralis all lie in wait. 5 players there. And for Luminosity, they've actually gone ahead and stacked this B bomb site early on, which is the right call to make. 3 players here ready for this push. Smokes and flashes, or just smokes for the time being, going to rain on in. Showtime. Taps away. They don't expect Yell, and I imagine they're going to expect the man holding close even less, as everyone's here from Luminosity already. They're going to be walking into a stack. That's bomb dropped, and that could be this round all over. Kirby able to go ahead and get rid of one. Yell's there. Kirby's left 1v4. That's too much to ask of the man. Luminosity going to go ahead and pick themselves up the pistol. Second bomb gets dropped over on ramp. That round gets called into question. And, well, fantastic one from Luminosity.
Yeah, ridiculous coming out from the Brazilian side again. You mentioned before this game, Harry, Astralis, a team who had very recently had trouble taking down the best team in the world, the best Brazilian team in the world, SK. And now they're struggling with, well, a team maybe a couple of tiers below that, but Luminosity certainly showing us that they have the potential to upset and perform here on LAN. This is LAN as well. This is crazy. Astralis, they've got to mount a massive comeback after losing both pistol rounds, being down 10-6. And if Luminosity can close out their anti-ecos a little more, you know, securely than the first half, potentially we could be just seeing 12-6 off the back of this. Astralis had no bomb plant down, and now they're just down on pistols. Glaive tries to catch Cello, and he certainly will. Caught out as he was spotted in the pop dog by a player above, so Ziknix can walk through. He'll catch Nekiz. Good entries from Astralis. They are opening up this bomb site. We said that they were good at taking down Luminosity players when they're on the eco or the force, and it's certainly proving to be a fact. Rabina back with the Deagle, spots PKL, and he'll get damage off, even clean up the kill. And while he tries to take down his teammate in the midst of things, Luminosity still only have 2 players alive. This round is looking to be done, and it certainly is. Just Showtime left. He's going to get overrun. 7 rounds for Astralis, Harry. They may not win the pistol, but they win the second.
And that's exactly what you want to see. Some signs of life back from Astralis as they managed to pick that round up. That's going to now spur on the force buy here from Luminosity. Going to be the scout for PKL. And then armor pistols up for the rest of the team, with the exception of Yell. You imagine that's because he's looking to try and get himself an AWP in the future. Luminosity, how do they play this? Going to be 4 players over here towards A. Showtime on his lonesome inside of B. Has himself a smoke to delay any oncoming onslaughts that much longer. And Astralis, although stacked up everyone outside of this B bomb site, that does look to be where they want to head. That smoke, though, that's enough to plant the seed of doubt. They're going to go rotating back. Slowly but surely over here towards the A bomb site they go. The bomb on the back of Glaive. Bino and Kirby starting to push back now. They're going to be the ones to clear out all these angles. They gave up a lot of ground early on, so you have to be cautious. There could be players down Ivy. There could be players over in main. They're going to have to check that first. Of course, Luminosity did keep things fairly passive. The only man who's in a danger zone right now is Cello. Over here in Pop.
Astralis really leading down the time. There's 40 seconds left now. They've got to make a play. And as you say, Harry, Cello pushed up here. He could make this all happen for Luminosity. We'll be mollied out. Surely going to be hearing the noise of the drop and the noise of the flames as well. Flash in for Glaive. He peeks with it. Good timing. And it catches Cello. So 1 kill comes through. But look at the damage done onto Astralis. No one is at full HP other than Dupree. So they've got to watch out. Luckily, they're putting up the kills to make up for it. PKL with 1, but that will be the only one. As Luminosity are now limited to just that man alone. Stuck in the CT spawn and being hounded by Dupree. This round is over. Astralis, it gets dicey, but they take it almost flawlessly.
Yeah, and here you hope they're going to be able to pick themselves up a 9th round. That then puts them close to equalizing things out. going to be a case that this time around they look to try and make some money. Have Rubino and Zipex in with the UMPs. They're going to be your point men looking to try and farm up cash here for Astralis. Dupree's already snuck on by 3 main. Has to be careful as this site is stacked. Dupree, a chance for him to pad those stats. Flash goes out. Dupree is going to get removed. Neckers finds him.
Oh no.
They've kept things even. 3 on 3. PKL is tagged down low, and Zipex from the backline could shut this whole thing down. Still done damage. Cello gets spotted out in the open. Zipex in with a quick 3K at the end. $1,800 made. Astralis onto a 9th round, but still heavy damage done to the economy there, as only 2 players survived. They don't make money in that round. Luminosity buy down what they can. Yell's going to have himself an AWP. Dupree's got one for Astralis. We are going to get to see the 2 AWPers go blow for blow.
Although glass cannon on Yell, so careful of that. Definitely going to be an issue to watch out for potentially. And Luminosity, this is their chance to keep this streak going. If Astralis find this round, they start to find momentum. Not only do they take double digits and equal up the scoreline, but they could even go further. Forcing Luminosity down to eco, that would certainly be likely. As PKL, he's going to back off of Ivy. Doesn't want to give away that kill early on. Astralis have a lot of players outside this position, so just checking for the boost, making sure we don't have any aggressive plays from Luminosity's side. We don't. There's 3 on the A side of the map, 2 down towards B, and Astralis looking to just go for your standard split on A. Right now, KAB, Zipex, they're going to be players looking to walk into this A-bomb site through the pop dog. Unless we see a late rotation hold from Zipex, try and catch those players coming down from the B site and working their way through pop dog for the retake. But here's where Astralis start to make presence. There's no one spotted from Luminosity. They've got to check on top of the train, and they do. Rubino, first kill. As PKL goes down, Luminosity will be calling for the troops as they begin their rotation, but Astralis have yet to get this bomb down on the site. Time is ticking away, and Yell, this is his time to strike. They're wrapping, but there's so many positions Astralis could be in the moment, and he doesn't know. He's going to get caught out. Rubino, another frag going the way of Astralis. Now they're 2 men up.
And it's all come crushing down here for Luminosity. It falls to Cello 1v5. Doesn't stand a chance, and that is going to be 10-10. Scoreline's equalized as Astralis. They reach double digits. $13,000 right now for Zipex. Rest of the team buy here. This is where things get in the driving seat for the time being. Look to try and take the lead. Yeah, an aggression over here towards B. Ashby still finds the head. Molotov to send him reeling back. He spots the shadow. Ooh, Cello. See this man with the D. He's been able to get one. Can he find a little bit more here in main? And Cello, the curious time.
Pete, what? How does he? That is ridiculous. That should be it, right? Luminosity now wrecked bomb site. They have a kill with a bomb plant. He walks out into the open. Save for Astralis. 3 men still up. It's been a long time coming, but a 9-6 half in favour of Luminosity. They've been sitting on 10 for a while, so back, but look at the questionable. Is he hello? He's got.
That's because it's comprehension. Now he's realised that he's left.
He's running back to spawn.
Astralis. There you go.
He must have run towards
United.
Yeah.
And B. A little bit of an issue early on up. Going to look to try and best. Good at them. He's going to be stacked. I was looking forward to see if he's dead. Oh, didn't. Kyo's able to find it, but Yell. Now the real push comes. Showtime holding close. The man of ice taken at B-bomb site. Right. Alpha Zipex going to head away. They go for this. If Yell finds it's going to start to peel away. Astralis 12-10 now, Hugo.
He side Luminosity, not that pistol as well. Pretty dangerous because, again, the strat map they're known for, at least classically, especially with the addition temporarily for this event. And they are proving that tactical for Luminosity because it has been a long. Certainly get a buy together. 4 rifles in the UMP shouldn't be forfeit some use. A good time to call it at least. They need to. And again, this is what we expect for Astralis, kind of blasting, 25 rounds, and Luminosity done better than we expect. It's just whether they, because to be honest, while I think 10 rounds, I don't see them realistic out, especially with Astralis controlling the pace of what they want to be in. Luminosity, they're back on the buy. They've fitted the kit and the utility on Showtime. It lifts the team. They've got a good buy now. Best opportunity back into the map, speedily into the site. That's Rabin shut him down. Is that what a spanner in the works for as Astralis as they to the site? They will still commit as Cello's close and he spots a ladder. One more and he does get it to Luminosity and it doesn't look like it's going to stop.
He's gone down. Straight back for Luminosity. Challenged the man to reopen on to sleep. We've gone very, very differently. But comes back in for Astralis. They've got even looking at the keen to not let Luminosity find an equalizer. Going to be one man over. Right, this time holding for regression. Cello does get, and that trade was very important in response to that. Out in towards A. They caught. That could have been an opener, but it flipped on its head. PKL an advantage. Naked going to be in with one more. It is just Rubino. No, he's out to get rid of one. Ticking down. They're going to be allowed to get the bomb plant. Rubino smokes off. He's sneaking on in. Boost comes. 2 frags for him, and PKL starts to walk on in. Time just looks away. Astralis left to try and leads it wrong. And at this point, just going to have to try and... He gets away with it. Orb carried forward. And
PKL, I get the read there. He gets the pick onto Glaive, push towards main. He was expecting a quick trade, a quick pick onto Glaive. But because Rubino plays, oh, he must be on the other side of the map. He must be over the crossfire rather than the instant trade. Rubino doesn't peek, and he plays the time. So it does work out for Astralis. They only get away with 1 player, but a nice reset onto Luminosity's 11 rounds is good, as we said, but that's the money gone. The CT side certainly going to be seeing out this map. The second tack pause called as well. Their last tack got them around. Can this be difficult? They've got to buy. Best of buys, at least. On the back of what buying, so he's been sticking with Eco. I'm surprised he didn't buy here. I have the loss right, but they're only allowing Astralis to take 14, and then that makes a lot of sense. It's just be as good on some of the players, and that'll be great. But AW difficulty to pull up a spec. We'll see how far it goes to Luminosity issue, but maybe they'll get some kill bones. Set smokes towards A once again. Players in the midst, couple more, but he's also dead. Nice shot from Yellis. It was only a fake, be able to clean them up.
Yeah, but he gets the first hello, and this is a man that you can't overstay as well, Kimmy P. Depre there from Astralis. Luckily enough on his feet and even quicker on the trigger. That's round now for the Danes. And at 4 Luminosity.
They are lacking utility. Look, no Yellow. He's only got one Molotov on Yell. And Yell's got utilities because he was throwing Luminosity. Yeah, I understand. It'd be very, very difficult. He's again pushed down towards his position B, and PKL will just do the same. He, in fact, needed to Astralis. They back off as well. They won't have this confrontation down Ivy, at least not just into the B heavens. And yeah, it seems like these plans to be the plan for Astralis, but players on the site, they've been doing this a lot to be very difficult when A takes for a lot of the times with 2 men up, and that's so difficult to take. But what a pick from Dupont.
Eager to try. And there we go, in with it. Is down and out to Showtime. It does like Kirby and comes up short. 1 versus 3. Pino and Kirby. Oh, a man who landed really was a driving force. Clutch this out. Time's ticking away. Kirby, Astralis, they're going to go ahead and reach match.
See what I said, Luminosity, 3-man entries. There's no trading. Come on, a 2-on-4, 2-on-5 site. It's never easy in that position. We opt to try and go for a really passive, puts the back, cover out upper, just bank the B site quickly and utility and show contact and just go for these solo plays. Seen solo plays, just ran down Olaf, and he's team-based, grouped up. 1 man here this time, but in fact it's the wrong site. They've opened it up, and UMPs, the retake.
Yeah, they start aggressive, shuts down 1, and that's in with 2 more, and Neck is versus 4. Take 1 down, but that is picking this one up, 16 series.
Great play. Map, at least for the back of a loss versus Liquid in O top breaking. I mean, both these groups are tough, so what am I? Have some real contenders as well. That's already dangerous, you know, on the back foot after a bit of a shoddy there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, big fan as you that said about jersey on under there, right?
Have a look.
If they're able to win it out. Yeah, from Astralis, especially on the CT side, I think, you know, I was thinking a lot of these duels, Cello was just playing a montage from the... that said, kind of fell off on the CT. Luminosity is that they're someone who can put up crazy numbers like that, right? Actually play, whenever they did, it was always with Hayes. So, get it done in the end. They looked fine with him off the Orpin Prowser device, but Dupree was doing cancel and still putting up the
victory. That's exactly what we would expect. Luminosity can show in this group a victory earlier on today, but certainly we'll have a look and talk Liquid, the team that also a lot of OT teams after a short break.
Pro League is brought the City of India G4 Novo Legion, Logitech G League, Xfinity.